Okay, students, sorry for the delay. Actually, the recording is not happening. My Webex cloud storage is over. That's why. So, yeah. So the today's topic is key transposition cycle because we already completed KS. So the final topic of the modernism is that one. That is the key transposition cycle. So as the name indicates, key transposition cycle, you have one key in order to generate the ciphertext. But in the key has there is no key. Just you have to you have to write the plain text into the column by column to generate the ciphertext in that. Or you can do the vice versa in the present tense. You can write it in the row by row and you can audio is chopping. अभी ठीक है? Okay. Yes. So I was saying that in the vice versa fashion, you have to write the plain text alphabets into the row by row fashion and read it in order to generate the ciphertext column. So in the key transformation cycle, you have to do the permutation like the same thing you have done with keyless transposition cycle, but you have to do it by using all the key. So first, this is a block cipher, and actually you have to divide your plain text into the equal size block. First, you have to make the block. And the step is to divide the plain text alphabets or plain text letter into a group of predetermined size. So the number of blocks will be fixed, or you can say the block size is fixed. That how many characters should remain in a one block, it is fixed. So to divide the plain text into the group of predetermined size called blocks. And also because we are talking about the key to transposition cipher, so you need one key and use key to permute the characters in each block separately. Okay, for example, for the better understanding, I will give one example. In my example, there is two entities involved in the communication. The first one is the Alice and the second one is the Bob. So this one is the Alice and this one is the Bob. And actually Alice wants to send a message by using the key transposition cipher. So the key which is actually using for the encryption will be predetermined and it will be fixed by the Alice and Bob in the personal meeting. So suppose Alice wants to send plain text at the site. The plain text is enemy attacks tonight. And the students, one more thing, if you want to grasping the knowledge of cryptography in more detail, you can refer the book that I uploaded in the Google Classroom. So all of the lab assignment and all of these examples that I explained in the class or in the online lecture, that is same, that is referred from that book. And in the book, all the things are in the detailed version, so you can refer that in order to better understanding. अगर मेरी बात आपको ज़्यादा समझ में नहीं आ रही है तो आप बुक से भी पढ़ सकते हो. So the plain text is enemy attacks tonight, and this Alice wants to send this message to Bob. So this is the scenario, and as the key is predetermined between the Alice and the Bob, and the key transposition cipher says that you have to divide the plain text into the equal size block. Suppose my block size is 5. That is also predetermined between the Alice and Bob. So if the block size is 5, means in each block we can contain only 5 letters of the plain text. So if the last block will contain only less character that is not equal to 5, then you can enter some bogus character. Then bogus character is also predetermined between the Alice and the Bob. So 3 things have to be predetermined. The first one is the key, second one is the block size, and the third one is the bogus characters. So divide it. Enemy, attack, and the last block having only 4 characters, so we enter the bogus character. In my case, I am using the bogus character of Z. So block size is fixed, the plain text is divided into block. Then what will be the permutation key? Because we have to use one key to permute the characters in each block. Okay? The permutation process have to be applied on each block separately. So permutation having applied over this block separate manner and in this block in the separate manner. So what will be the key? Because my block size is maximum 5. So मेरी जो key है उसकी alphabet value मेरी 5 के बीच में ही होगी, ठीक है? So in that case, the encryption key, suppose 3, 1, 4, 5, 2. It is associated with a particular position inside the block. So this is the indexing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So block size 5 है ना? So that's why. So 3, 1, 4, 5, 2. It is your permutation key for the encryption process. And this one 3, 1, 4, 5, 2. It is the encryption key. So how to permute the characters in order to generate the ciphertext, that we will learn. So ध्यान से देखो, this one, the index position will be understood as position in the plain text alphabet. Position of the plain text alphabet. So the statement in order to understand the encryption process will be like this. The first position in the plain text alphabet, I'm just saying once again, the first position in alphabet of the plain text, the first position in the alphabet of the plain text will be replaced by third position alphabet in the ciphertext. Okay? So let me write first. First position alphabet in plain text will be replaced by third position alphabet to generate ciphertext. So first do the indexing. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because these are the separate blocks now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and in my case my plain text is divided into 4 equal size blocks and each block size having 5 alphabets. So first position, what will be my ciphertext? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and last one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First position alphabet in plain text means this one will be replaced by third position alphabet, third position this one, to generate the ciphertext. So it will be replaced by E. Now again, what will be the key of the second one? Because the first index is over na, so I am talking about the second one now. So second one के लिए क्या आएगा? The second position alphabet, अब यहाँ पे second आ जाएगा. Second position alphabet in plain text will be replaced by first position alphabet to generate the ciphertext. Second position alphabet is N, is replaced by first position alphabet. First position alphabet is E. So it will be replaced by E. Okay. Now we talk about the third indexing. Third indexing says that third position alphabet in plain text will be replaced by fourth position alphabet to generate the ciphertext. What is the third position alphabet? That is E. It will be replaced by the fourth position alphabet. What is the fourth position alphabet? That is L. So E will be replaced by L. Now talk about the fourth index, fourth one. So fourth position alphabet in plain text will be replaced by fifth position alphabet to generate the ciphertext. What is the fourth alphabet? That is M. It will be replaced by Y, fifth position. So here Y over there. Then last index, that is 5. So fifth position alphabet in plain text will be replaced by second position alphabet to generate the ciphertext. So fifth one is Y. Y will be replaced by the second one, that is N. Okay. So when the bool block is completed, bool multiple blocks are completed, then my ciphertext will be generated, and this is called the key to transposition cipher. Now the complete all of the alphabets regarding this steps and tell me the answer. Yes, the answer is correct. So I will not discuss it in detail. I will directly write the answer. It's very simple to understand. Just move the characters according to the key. Now key transposition cipher is complete, and also the key transposition cipher is also done. Now the last cipher of the transposition cipher is called the combining two of the approaches, means key and keyless transposition cipher. So basically there are 3 steps involved in the encryption process. The first one is you have to write your plain text alphabet, or you can say the plain text should be written into the table, row by row. Text is written into a table, row by row. So हम keyless में करते थे the same process. Now the permutation with using the key have to be performed in the second step, and that is called reordering of columns by using the key. अभी कैसे होगा वो बताऊंगी मैं. So it is nothing but the permutation. Then the third one is the same. Because you have written your text into the table row by row, so you have to read it in order to generate the ciphertext column by column. So text will be read column by column. Now see the example with using diagram. So this is one of the diagram over there. I am using the same example. Enemy attacks tonight, and the last one is a character. Because we are talking about the block cipher, that's why. So the first step was you have to write the plain text into the row by row fashion into the table. So this one is table. And because the number of blocks is fixed, that is block size is 5. The example. So you have 5 columns over there, and you have to write it into the row by row fashion. After the writing, you have to permute the character. So in order to do the permutation, you need one key. So that is the key process. The same key we have used in order to the better understanding. So 31452 is your encryption key. So in that, this encryption can be understood like the third character the third column will become first column, because we are doing the permutation of columns, है ना? Second step में यही था ना मैंने, reordering of columns means permutation, reordering of the columns. According to this, we have to reorder the columns. So third column will become the first one. According to the encryption key, my encryption key is 31452. First column will become the second one. Fourth column will become the third one. Fifth column will become the fourth one. And the second column will become the fifth one. So that will be a procedure you have to follow in order to permute the columns. So in this example, you can see the third column will become the first one. What is the third column over there? Third column is E, T, T, X. And now you can see over there, in order to generate the ciphertext, we have to do the permutation. So that's why the third column will become the first one. E, T, T, X. Right? Then first column will become the second one. What will be the first column? In this case, that is E, A, K, I. And it will become the second column in order to generate the ciphertext. So you can see over there that is E, A, K, I. And so on. चलो मैं आगे भी complete कर देती हूँ for the better understanding. So fourth one will become the third one. So what is the fourth one? That is NaOT. It will become the third one. So you can see over there it will become the third one, that is NaAOTC. ठीक है? So like this way you have to permute the columns, and after the permutation is done, what will be the last step? The last step is, because you have to read the text into the row by row position, row by row manner, so you have to read it into the column by column. So column by column से after read करने के बाद it will generate the ciphertext. So what will be the ciphertext? Read the column by column, that is E, T, T, S, E, A, K, I, N, A, O, T, Y, C, N, Z, and N, T, S, G. So that will be your ciphertext. So that is the encryption process. Now what about the decryption at the BOP side? So at the BOP side, when the transmission happens, the whole ciphertext will be intercepted by the BOP. So the reverse thing you have to do in the same fashion, because you have to read it column by column in the encryption side, the last step. So the first step the BOP will perform at the decryption side, that it has to write it column by column. So after perform the writing, it has to permute the columns according to the decryption key. So how the decryption can we understand over this? The same procedure, because the arrow indicates you have to read it by over this way, upwards. So first column will become third. Second column will become first. Third column will become fourth. Fourth column will become fifth. And last one is fifth column will become the second. So you can understand from this diagram, first column will become the third one. What is the first column over there? E, T, T, H, and it will become the third one over there. So because you have write your ciphertext into the column by column fashion, so you have to read it in a reverse fashion, that is row by row. So row by row you have to read it in order to generate the plain text at the bottom side. So that is E N E M Y, A T T N T A C, K S T O N I G H T Z. So this plain text will be generated at the bottom side. There are so many disadvantages associated with the keyed transposition cipher. Key वैसे तो बहुत सारे disadvantage थे because it is very prone to the brute force attack. And also in the keyed transposition cipher, it is also prone to the brute force attack, but the statistical attack भी इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा possible है. So it is very weak cipher. Now, in order to generate, provide the most security, the other thing is called the double transposition cipher. So, the double transposition cipher is nothing but you have to repeat the above process 2 times. So, the ciphertext that you have generated over there, that is this one. This one, that is E, T, T, H, E, A, K, so on towards S, G, will be the middle text in the double transposition cipher. You can see over there, it is a middle text. Then you have to perform all of the 3 steps again. That is writing the ciphertext, writing the plain text, your middle text row by row, then permute the columns according to the key, and read the contents of the column, contents of the column in the column by column fashion. Then your ciphertext will be generated. The same procedure you have to do for the decryption process also, the double procedure. You have to repeat your 3 steps 2 times. Now the key inversion algorithm in the transposition cipher. So the key inversion algorithm says, because in the previous one example, the decryption key is nothing but the indexing value, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But sometimes it may be possible that encryption and the decryption key will be different from each other. Okay? From the encryption key, you have to generate a decryption key. So in that scenario, you have to apply the key inversion algorithm by using the transposition cipher. So the steps are very, very simple and it is very easy to understand. The first step is you have to first give the indexing to the encryption key. Give indexing. The second one is swap with the indexing value. And the third one is do sorting. So I am taking the same example. That is the encryption key is 31452. In order to better understand the key inversion process, I am taking the same example. So first step says give the indexing. What is my encryption key? 31452. This is my encryption key. So first give the indexing. So index value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is my second step? Second step is swapping with the index value. So just perform the swapping. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and it will become 3, 1, 4, 5, 2. Now the third one is do sorting. And this sorting will be applied over the index value. Okay. So what is current index value? That is 3, 1, 4, 5, 2. So after the sorting, it will become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then what will be the associated values? So what is the value associated with 1? That is 2. What is the value associated with index value 2? That is 5. For 3, it is 1. For 4, it is 3. And for 5, it is 4. So that will be your decryption key. That is 25134. So in the exam or a multiple choice question, this type of thing can be asked. That one encryption key I will give to you, and you have to apply this algorithm and you have to tell us that is what will be the decryption key. So the question is, suppose encryption key is 2, 6, 3, 1, 4, 7, 5. Then find out decryption key by using the key inversion algorithm. Calculate and tell me the answer. Yes, correct, Yashita. Anyone else? Your answer is also correct, Arvind. So the first step was give the indexing 2, 6, 3, 1, 4, 7, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perform swapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 6, 3, 1, 4, 7, 5. The third one is do sorting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what will be the corresponding value? That is 4, 1, 3, 5, 7 and 2, 6. So it is very simple. Cryptography is very simple if you pay the attention to the lectures or whatever I tell you. Otherwise it will be very difficult. some theory about the cryptanalysis of transposition cipher. So the first attack over the cryptography, that is called the brute force attack. So in the brute force attack, you have to find out the key size domain. In that case, in the keyless transposition cipher, there is no key. So if you know the length of the ciphertext, you can judge the number of columns in order to permute it. For the keyed transposition cipher, the same scenario is applicable over there, because you have to use one key in order to permute the columns. Okay, or you can say in order to permute the plain text bit position when you have generated multiple blocks. So in that case, what will be the corresponding key size domain? So suppose my plain text length is 20. So my key can be ranged from 1 to 20, because maximum मेरा लेंथ कितना है 20 का है, तो मैं परम्यूटेशन लगभग कितना करा सकती हूँ, that is from 1 to 20. So in order to find out the appropriate number of columns over there, you have to find out the factors of 20. So what will be the factor of 20? That is 1, 2, 2 and 5. So the number of columns can be 1, 2, 4, 5, 10 and the last one is 20. In this number of columns, the column 1 and column 20 will be inappropriate in order to generate the ciphertext. So the remaining one is 2, 4, 5 and 10. So in the 2, 4, 5 and 10, you have to select it one by one and perform the number of columns. Suppose the number of columns is 2, then the first column and second column and perform the permutation. Okay. Writing the text row by row, or reading it column by column, or the vice versa. Writing the text into column by column and read it row by row. Okay. So this type of permutation you can do it. So how many permutation can be possible over there? That in the previous example, there are 5 columns we have depicted. So how many permutation the attacker can be performed? That is 5 factorial. It has to check 120 times in order to generate the correct text. So it will be very easier for the computer to print out the 120 plain text values in your screen. So for the human being it's very difficult task, but for the computer it is very easy. So it is very prone to the brute force attack. It is not a secure cipher. Then what will be the statistical attack? For the statistical attack, as you know, in the keyed transposition cipher as well as keyless transposition cipher, it does not have ability to preserve the frequency of the letters, because it changing the generating the ciphertext according to the bit positions replacement. So that's why it is very prone to the statistical attack, but the diagram and diagram frequency cannot be detected. It is used to sense only the single frequency character. Single character frequency. Now the third one is the pattern attack. So in the previous one ciphers, that is the additive, monoalphabetic and polyalphabetic, I did not mention the pattern attack because the pattern attack is associated with the transposition cipher. So actually what is the pattern attack that I will tell you by using one example. So in the keyless transposition cipher, we take one example like plain text. Meet me at the park. Right? And what are its positions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So in order to generate the ciphertext, if I am using the keyless transposition cipher, then suppose my number of columns are 4 in that case. So if my number of columns are 4 and I am I am writing my plain text characters, plain text letters into the row by row fashion for the encryption, and for the generate the ciphertext, I am read it column by column. So what will be my corresponding ciphertext? So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my column position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number of columns are 4 now. So write it row by row. And read it column by column. So column by column will be M, T, A, E, E, H, R, E, A, E, K, and TTP. So that will be your ciphertext. So we have to do the indexing over there also. The associated indexing, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. तो यहाँ पे मैंने indexing दिया है ना, indexing वही indexing मैं यहाँ पे दे दूँ. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Because I am writing it column by column, reading it row by row for मैंने reverse बोल दिया, because I am reading this column by column. So what will be the corresponding ciphertext? That is MMTA, and what will be the index value? That is 1, 5, 9, 13. Right? ऐसे जा रहा है ना, 1, 5, 9, 13, 2, 6, 10, 14, 3, 9, 11, 15. Sorry, it is I think 7. Yeah. 3, 7, 11, 15, and 4, 8, 12. Now identify the pattern. The pattern is from 1 to 5, what is the difference? That is 4. From 9 to 5, what is the difference? That is 4. 13 to 9, what is the difference? That is 4. ठीक, इन दोनों के बीच में कोई difference नहीं है, but the difference is starting from there. From 2 to 6, the difference is 4. So over this block, the difference is 4. Over this block, 2, 6, 10, and 14, the difference is 4. Then starting from there, 3, 7, 11, and 15, the difference is 4. And 4, 8, 12, the difference is 4. So that is the pattern. The pattern is repeated. There are 4 blocks, and each subsequent blocks having a difference of 4. So the pattern is 4-digit difference in each section. In each section of block. So from this, because the Eve attacker, suppose it has to know the ciphertext and the corresponding plain text. So from this, it get to know the number of columns and their patterns. ठीक है, उसके पास plain text अभी नहीं है, उसके पास only ciphertext है. So this is called the ciphertext only attack. So from the intercepted of the ciphertext, it get to know this pattern, that after finishing of that block, the subsequent block will be started, and the difference between the two digits in each block is 4. In that case, it will get to know that okay, the number of column is 4, and from this I can permute my characters in order to identify the meaningful text from the ciphertext. So the same example you have to implement it over the lab. So that is called the pattern attack. Then what is stream cipher and what is block cipher? The symmetric cipher is divided into two types. The first one is stream cipher and the second one is the block cipher. So the stream cipher is very simple to understand. You have to perform the encryption on each alphabet separately, like P1, P2 and P3. What will be the corresponding ciphertext, that is C1, C2 and C3. And the key is also in the form of a stream, that is K1, K2 and K3. In that case, the encryption algorithm says that you have to perform the encryption process in order to generate the ciphertext of the C1 encryption algorithm over the P1, right? For the C2, encryption algorithm will be applied over the P2. Means separate alphabet you have to perform the encryption algorithm along with the key. So C3 will be EK and P3. So that is called the stream. What about the block 1? In the block 1, this is one of the examples, that is key to transposition cipher, in which you have to just divide your plain text into the equal size of blocks. The plain text is divided into the equal size of blocks of size n, and n should be greater than 1. And a single key is utilized by you to encrypt the whole block. In the previous example, in the key to transposition cipher, we have done the same thing. We have to use a single key to encrypt the whole block separately. Single key is used to encrypt the whole block. So the same example can be understood as using this diagram, block cipher. So this is your plain text, in which my plain text is divided into 3 blocks, and each block will carry 3 characters. So PLA, INT and EXT. We have to perform the encryption algorithm because we have to use a single key over there. So this is a single key and you have to encrypt it each block separately. That is B1, block 1, block 2 and block 3. तो पहले ब्लॉक को एनक्रिप्ट कर रहे हैं तो सारों को मेरे को साथ में करना है. सो यहाँ पे एग्जांपल दिया है फॉर द सेकंड ब्लॉक, दैट इज INT. सो एक्चुअली आई एम एनक्रिप्टिंग my B2 block. So the B2 block content is INT. After the encryption, the ciphertext will be generated. It is again in the form of blocks. So the B2 corresponding ciphertext block will be this one, B2, that is DBV. But in the stream cipher, this is not the case. You have to perform the encryption of each plain text letter separately. But in this case, you have to perform the encryption blockwise. You have to take it all characters inside the block at a time and perform the encryption. So that is basic difference between the stream cipher and the block cipher. Now the homework is you have to identify from the whole symmetric key cipher, that is whatever I teach you, additive one, FN1, multiplicative one, Hill cipher, Playfair cipher, linear cipher, which one is the stream cipher and which one is the block cipher. You have to categorize by your own. So आपको ये पढ़ना पड़ेगा, पढ़ो, identify करो. So that is all about the today's session. So from the tomorrow onwards, the first unit is finished. So from the tomorrow onwards, I will start the second unit. So first we have to cover the basic mathematics of the cryptography. Then we have to jump again the traditional symmetric key cipher that is used over the real-time scenario. Anything? Doubts?